Hi, my name is Rosinha, this is the Jazz Hot Baby and welcome to my channel. Today I'm here to bring you some of my July TBR. I don't usually do monthly TBRs, I tend to just make a pile of books, read through it, and then make my next pile. I tend to get a little bit excitable and wind up making up my piles a little bit too early than I should, which is why I currently have 3 piles technically. But since I should be starting my TBR game in August, I want to sort of get into practice. So this video is basically a trial attempt of saying I'm going to read these books this month, I need to read these books this month, and therefore have something somewhere where if I don't read them, people can actually shout at me. Now, I have 4 books to read for Emblemathon and I won't be including those in this video because I did mention them in my announcement video. I'll link to that video up here for you guys so you can check it out if you haven't already, and hopefully you're joining in July. Apart from that, I have another 3 physical books to read and a 4th ebook which I can't show you. Now, I'll start with the ebook as it's for a book club, and that is for the Gaze and Phase book club, which is run in part by Maddie from Book Browsing Blog. There's also another 3 hosts, but off the top of my head I can't think who they are, and I actually found out about it through Maddie's channel, so check her out. Gideon Life is about a teenage girl who has basically been in servitude for nuns, the undead and things like that for years, and has decided she wants to get out. However, her childhood enemy, Harrowhawk, has decided she needs her by her side as a sword maiden while she trains to become the top necromancer. It's supposed to include lesbian necromancers, a lot of action and a lot of fun, so I'm super excited to finally read it. If you're in the UK, it's actually on sale in the Kindle store right now, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. If you've read the first book, then Illumicrate should be doing a special edition for the second book that's going on sale, so you can also grab that. So now we'll move on to my physical books. The first book I have to show you today is The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz. This book follows Caledon, an assassin who is bound to a queen with magic until he has finished the tasks she has set for him, and Shadowhawk, a young girl who wishes to join the guild to be an assassin but whose parents say she needs to be a lady of the court as well. Only one day an attack happens and they're forced to work together to try and solve what's going on, and obviously then romance blooms. This book seems to be a lot of fun. It has an absolutely stunning cover. Seriously, look at that. It's beautiful. I've actually got a photo of that ready to post on Bookstagram at some point when I finally get around to reading it. I'm super excited. But assassins, fantasy, romance, it seems to have everything in it that I could want, and I am super excited to get to this one. The next book is Death Shadow by Darren Shan, which is the 7th book in the Demon Artist series. If you haven't heard of the Demon Artist series, then it is a book that follows 3 central characters, all teenagers, as they have to basically fight demons, especially the very evil Lord Loss, who has had connections with them. This series contains things like werewolves, magic, demons, shamans, and all sorts of things. This book will follow Beck, a girl from prehistory who has recently wound up back in our time, and she is having to discover what's going on as the apocalypse has finally begun, and suddenly Lord Loss isn't the only demon they need to be scared of. The Demon Art is not my favourite series by Darren Shan. They'll always be the Cirque du Freak series or the Saga of Darren Shan, depending on where you're from. Those vampire books are completely amazing, and as someone who isn't a huge fan of vampires anymore after reading way too many vampire books as a teenager, I still love them. I'm also currently reading My Brother Zombie by Darren Shan, which is the first book in his zombie series, which follows a teenage girl called Bee who winds up becoming a zombie. That book unfortunately has a lot of racism and things like that. The Demon Artist series doesn't. However, there are a lot of dark themes, a lot of the issues. Mental health is something that keeps popping up in these books. So if you want to check out the Demon Artist series, if you like the very, very ugly covers or anything, I would definitely look into trigger warnings and things like that, because though these are middle grade on the verge of teen, they aren't necessarily an easy read despite how short they are. The third and final book I have for you today is actually a reread, and that is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. I recently finally got my hands on the second book, Miss Mayhem, and I am super excited to get to it. However, it's been a while since I've read this one. This book follows Harper, a girl who's described as a Southern Belle, and I'm pretty sure a girl who is training to be a debutante. After something happens at a dance one night, she finds out that she is a paladin, a warrior who needs to protect certain people. However, the boy she is destined to protect turns out to be a guy in school but she doesn't like very much. Only when she's protecting him, she finds out that he could possibly be the end of the world itself. So she has to try and settle the fact that she's starting to have feelings for him, and also the fact that he could be a bigger danger to everyone around them. I'm pretty sure I really enjoyed it first time round, and I'm glad to get back to it again because I really would like to move on with that series. So that's it for now. If you guys have read any of these books, then please leave a comment below. If not, then hopefully maybe there's some books that you'll want to check out there. Either way, remember to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks guys!